would take Crosby over a guy like TJ Watt?
Yes.
Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off by the Game Day. Yo, we had a big day yesterday. Before we bring on our guest, we got a very special guest. We'll get to him in a moment. Yesterday, Caps Off actually won an award. Surprisingly.
Caps on.
Surprisingly, you might think this is just a bunch of bullshit, but we actually are an award-winning podcast now. We won the award for best use of short-form content at the Social Media Marketing Awards presented by the Social Shakeup.
Bro,
kind of came out of the blue. Had no idea we were nominated. I'm curious what the other nominees were.
If people don't know about the Social Shakeup, bro, it's literally bigger than the ESPYs. Like,
us
winning that award is like next level, bro. Y'all aren't even ready for this shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you said yesterday, what did you say? It was we were going to the ESPYs, right? That's part of winning this award?
Yeah, it's part of winning this award. So we'll be at the ESPYs Wednesday night. We'll actually be hosting it now. The winner of the best short form video actually hosts the ESPYs. So it's gonna be exciting, man.
That'll be fun.
No, but in all seriousness, like really appreciate the shout from the Social Shakeup, and you know, definitely a lot of hard work goes into this. So it's nice to be recognized for sure.
Ooh,
hey, good shit, recognized.
It's pretty lit. Can I make another shout out?
Please.
Because today's Prime Day.
Ooh.
Sure.
And it's very exciting, right? You get your deals and everything. You go on Amazon.com.
I've already added,
but it's also Prime Sportsbook Offers
No
Day.
way.
But only at thegameday.com/promotions. So go get your best.
/promotions.
Go get your best offers, bro. I'm telling you, your best sports betting offers. I know you want to be betting on fucking Korean baseball or whatever's going on right now. Actually, real baseball's happening. So go bet on that.
Can you get New Era hats on Amazon? Because you guys got nice hats going.
I do, bro. Yep, New Era right here.
I'll tell you right now.
You see it?
New Era might have a special.
Shout out New Era, though.
Yeah, Kev, who's our guest, I'll introduce you in a moment, but New Era sent us some nice hats, and these guys are
New Era is on Amazon Prime. I don't see any Prime Day deals, though, which is the issue.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because.
But we could talk to them. We could ask.
Work with the Game Day. I mean, like.
So what's the New Era
You can get some good deals.
We'll do a little CTA at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But hey,
why don't we introduce our wonderful guest?
Special guest today.
This is the third time, man. Third time's the charm, they say.
I don't know why you keep coming on the podcast. I mean, we must be having some good chemistry, some things going on. But
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either. Maybe you could tell us. But we got TikTok's #1 NFL creator, the fucking GOAT, Kevin Walsh.
That's my
Welcome
guy.
Back.
Thanks, guys. You're the best.
Welcome back.
My gosh, I'm happy to be on. You asked like the reason why I keep coming on, and honestly, I was coming on just to see Jack today, but
shit.
you know, he's not here, so I might be having to leave a little early because I was expecting Jack to be here.
That's
but,
fair.
That makes
I'm
sense. Excited to chat today.
It's completely reasonable.
It is reasonable.
You know, a lot of people do like checking in on Jack's ability to create the most defined beer line ever.
That must take some heavy upkeep, bro.
The amount of times I'll be out with someone and be like, yo, what's up with your boys? Like, your beard line is so high up. And I'll fuck with Jack. Because,
so
you look at it and you're like, it's pretty impressive to be able to get it that defined. But then as soon as he sits and starts soaking into the chair, that shit's high as hell.
I love him. You got to be bringing that out. Let him defend himself when he's here. Okay?
Oh, we can call him right now and ask him about it.
But no, the last time Kevin was on, though, was in Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
At the draft.
In the fanciest part of Kansas City.
So that was awesome. Yeah, we were in definitely a super rich part of KC.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, we had the best crib ever. That was awesome, man. You guys were great hosts.
I mean, it had a view.
Well, let's run it back.
Yeah, we'll run it back.
Yeah, of course. All right, well, I mean, we got a whole bunch of topics to talk about.
We got a ton of things to talk about.
I got to say, it's a little bit of a lull in the NFL news. Things are slow. Off season is in its peak right now. But, you know, this is the best time for people to be making lists.
We're officially 9 Sundays away from opening week.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Scott Hansen
posted. Shout out Tony Romo, bro. The greatest number 9 of all time.
It's a weird way to say Juju Smith-Schuster.
Ew. That's how you know there's nothing to talk about.
No, but I was going to say is like peak off season is when people make all these opinionated lists. But this one I feel like is probably the best opinion to learn from. The NFL personnel rank their top 10 edge rushers in the NFL. So, Felipe, what does NFL personnel mean? Because we are persons that we'll talk about.
So it's coaches, executives, scouts, players, So it's anybody that is involved with really like the game, the NFL aspect, like the playing aspect or coaching.
So Jack's in that list.
So Jack, and you
Jack,
as a GM.
I am as a
because
GM,
you're an
yeah.
executive. Now I'm just a hot take machine, so I'm just out here like reacting to these. I don't take part in
Jack
these
as an NFL scout, myself as an NFL GM, Matan as an NFL awesome person.
Kevin as TikTok's #1 NFL creator.
Yeah, we're all in that list. We
There you
did
go.
make this list.
But yeah, so they did release this this list of the top 10 edge rushers or defensive. What is it?
I made
It is edge rushers.
yeah.
Top. Well,
You can do it. Come on, spit
Yeah,
it out.
yeah, it's confusing because it says DEs, but it also is edge
Well,
rushers.
no, it's
That's really what it is.
stupid because we've essentially created a fucking name to encapsulate anyone that decides to run after a goddamn
Yeah,
quarterback.
Kevin,
From the edge.
I was before
From the edge.
off the pod, Kev. I was asking. I was like, why the fuck have we just morphed DE and edge rusher into like
D, E, and LB into E.
They're all the same. They all.
Nah, but nah, they're
so many
different.
of
They're
these guys do all of them.
Yeah, but they're different. Edge is all encompassing.
Yeah.
Whereas a defensive end doesn't necessarily mean
Edge is the Walt
you're an
Disney
edge.
company.
Like if you're a
Under
defensive
that,
end
you
in
got-
a 3-4, you're playing a little 5 technique.
Uh-huh.
Let's get the football heads out. You're playing a little 5 technique. You're not playing a 7 or a 9. You know, then you're straight up. You're a big run stopper. You're probably getting like 6 sacks a year. You're not getting like
Dude,
15.
I didn't even know the difference between a DE
So-
and an edge rusher, and he's out here
Yeah.
talking about 5 technique. All right, well,
That's this technique right
here's
here.
the top 10 list of the best edge rushers in the NFL, according to NFL personnel,
All right.
are as follows.
Let's go.
Pay attention, Kev, because I don't know how I'm going to show you this list, but we'll figure that out in a moment. Number 1, Nick Bosa.
Fair.
Number 2, Myles Garrett.
Also fair.
Number 3, Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Could be low.
Sure.
Could be
Definitely.
low. Number 4, TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 5, Hassan Reddick. Number 6, Max Crosby. Number 7, Brian Burns, friend of the pod.
Shout out.
Number 8, Matthew Judon. Number 9, they switched it. It says Buffalo Bills, but it's Von Miller. Number 10, Joey Bosa.
Oh, lovely. I mean, look, I get Michael Parsons being there, but I would swap TJ Watt and Michael Parsons personally.
Possibly.
Thoughts, comments, concerns, queries?
Yeah, queries.
Yeah, it means question.
LGBTQ plus.
I think TJ Watt. Oh, it's tough because that's the thing with like rush with ranking these types of guys is that we get so consumed by everything they do, and we know Micah Parsons is such a great football player and such a great defender and so versatile. But as just an edge rusher, yeah, maybe TJ Watt is better. So it's kind of hard. But even maybe you could say a guy like Matthew Judon is better. I'm not gonna say.
I want to hear Kevin's thoughts on this before you guys just take over.
Sorry.
Kevin, what you got?
Well,
Any reactions
the thing
to this
that I
list?
kind of noticed, yeah, I think that I just found that they definitely benefited the guys who are maybe not as good at, I don't know, not overall the better defensive ends, but purely those stand-up edge rushers.
Yes.
Like, I mean, personally seeing Max Crosby down there at number 6 felt low.
As the Raider fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just think Max Crosby's hurt in this list because he can do it all. He can run stop and he can sack the quarterback where, I don't know, like seeing TJ Watt at 4, like TJ Watt should be up there. Micah Parsons should be up there. Myles Garrett, Bosa, they're all good, but Crosby to me, Crosby and Bosa are the top 2, and I think you could interchange them 1 and 2, and I wouldn't even be mad either way.
Hold on, you think
more than
Crosby?
Micah
You would take Crosby over a guy like TJ Watt?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Crosby just wreaks havoc play after play. He has the highest motor in the league right now. The highest motor in the league. You cannot stop him. And the amount of pressure he gets on the quarterback, his QB pressures is like some of the highest in the league. I think he was top 2 last season. He just couldn't necessarily always finish him off, but he was able to put a lot of pressure and wreak some havoc on the offense.
Well, I'm a big fan of finishing in all different types of ways. But TJ Watt, though, 22.5 sacks like 2 years ago.
Well, I'm
Let it slide. We move on.
Play the ball where it lies.
22.5 sacks, right? Was that it? Like 2 years ago?
yeah.
And he missed like 2 or 3, like he missed a couple games.
He missed a couple games.
Like, bruh.
There's no way. I'm sorry. I love you, Kevin. There's absolutely no fucking stratosphere where I'm taking Max Crosby over TJ Watt. Ever. Because if you're
You'll
also
see this season.
sure, I could say that about so many players. Jalen Phillips, you'll see this season that he's
Stop.
better than
Stop.
fucking
Nobody-
Nick Bosa.
Stop.
Nobody's believing that. I agree with you.
I was gonna say, do we have no room for bias in these takes? You guys are always biased.
No, we
with
do.
your
No,
takes.
I'll fuck with
Yeah.
Max Crosby. It was a legitimate question.
What I don't understand,
TJ Watt's
he's.
just a bad dude.
I agree, he's in the top 10. But what I don't agree with is putting like Hassan Reddick had an amazing year. He had 16 sacks, but it's not like he's been this dominant force in the NFL. guys like Joey Bosa, who hasn't been really healthy at all. I mean, if you look at his numbers, 2.5 sacks, 10.5 sacks, 7.5 sacks, 11.5 sacks, but hasn't been healthy. So I agree with you. If you want to put Joey Bosa in there, I would even say maybe a Matthew Judon who had another good year. Hassan Reddick maybe a little bit lower, but Cameron Jordan, I think, tweeted, he responded to that specific one. And Cameron Jordan's a guy that's been super fucking consistent in maybe he's not just a stand-up guy, but well, he is a stand-up guy. We've spoken to him. You know, he's a good guy.
Physically stand up.
Physically
on the field.
stand up on the field. No, but I think Cameron Jordan's a guy that also should potentially be in there. Jalen Phillips is another guy that had a ton of pressures, but could potentially be in there. But I don't know. There's just some people in there that I don't think is in the top 10 right away. And if they are, I think they need to be a little bit lower.
But it goes back to what Kevin said.
Somebody who
you got it, Kevin.
I was just gonna say somebody else who I think got snubbed in this list, Khalil Mack. Yeah. How is Khalil Mack not making top 10
I
anymore?
agree with that.
I know, I get it. The Chargers year was he's been hurt, and now that he's on the Chargers, he didn't have a great season. But that guy did it year after year, and like you said, you get a guy like Hassan Reddick did it 1 year, did it a couple of years. He's already making the list, but Khalil Mack, I don't know.
How did
Khalil deserve to slip out of the top 10 already?
How did Khalil do last year? I honestly don't know, because I know
Khalil Mack hasn't broken more than 10 sacks over the last 4 years.
Ooh.
I want to bring it back to what Kevin said, and that's why I think some of these guys are lower, because Maxx Crosby might be a better defensive end than another guy. Well, I mean, first off, a guy like Micah doesn't play defensive end. I think he's going to play more predominantly there this year, but this list is edge rushers. So while a guy like Maxx Crosby might be more complete and he's going to be better at stopping the run, he's going to be better at – because there's so much value in stopping the run as a defensive end too, and people don't recognize that because it's like offensive linemen. Nobody cares about offensive linemen because there's no stats that we can really put on them and be like, oh, they're amazing. They score touchdowns. And for defensive ends, that number that we associate with them is sacks, bro. But there's so much more than that. Stopping the run, there's tackles for loss. We never hear about tackles for loss for these guys, and there's guys out here doing so much.
That's what Cam Jordan said. Cam Jordan was his exact response to the tweet was, wonder if they have a complete true defensive end ranking. Why is it edge rushers are taking away from true ends encompassed by the term edge? How many know what stop the run means? Me, Brandon Graham, Nick, Eric Armstead, Dexter Lawrence, first, fourth downs, not just the pass. So I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But it's become a sexier position.
Yeah, it's just the sack, bro. It's like scoring touchdowns nowadays. It's just as big. But it's not fair.
Oh, Matthew Judon was there. I missed it.
He was on the list.
Oh, I totally missed that. See, I can't listen.
I thought you were just saying that he deserved to be higher.
Maybe, but he's another guy that had one good year. Look, if we're gonna put Hassan Reddick up there, Matthew Judon is another guy that was on pace to be the defensive player of the year.
But I mean, I will say this though. I think these edge rushers who are crowning them, like Micah Parsons, if you go to them, they're also gonna say Maxx Crosby is a better defensive end than I would be if I played straight up defensive end. I think they acknowledge that. It's just us as fans that we only see the highlight reels, and the highlight reels comes with sacks. It doesn't come with these other plays that are just as impactful.
All right, Kev, who are your top 5 edge rushers in your own order in the NFL?
Maxx Crosby 1.
Oh, my own.
Off the dome.
Maxx Crosby 1.
Carl Nassib 2. Is he still on the Raiders? I don't even know, bro.
Hey, LGBTQ+.
Maxx Crosby 1.
What did that do?
2, Nick Bosa. 3, Micah Parsons. 4, Myles Garrett. 5, TJ Watt.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Crosby's high, but I think that's the only thing someone's going to get mad at for your list.
Felipe?
The only reason why I put Crosby at 1, I think people could say it's too high, is
because you're a Raiders fan?
I understand that Crosby he's not getting the sack numbers like the other guys, but I think the amount of pressures he's getting, he's so close to getting those sacks. He's proven that he can get the sack total numbers of a true edge guy. So that's why I'm going to put him at my number 1.
Got you.
What about you?
I'm going to go 1, Nick. He had an amazing year. So Nick Bosa. 2, I'm going to go Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Because, again, this is an edge rushers list, so I'm going to go Micah. 3, I'm going to go TJ Watt.
Yep.
Nah, flip it. Nick Bosa 1, TJ Watt 2, Micah Parsons 3.
Wow.
Let me see who else is on this list. 4. Ooh, this is good. 4, I will go. Myles Garrett, definitely 4. I like Myles Garrett 4. And then 5. Shit, I like Crosby there. I'm going to go Crosby 5.
Yeah. I agree with your list mostly.
1, I would go
Jalen Phillips.
Bradley One, I would go. Realistically, I'd go T.J. Watt. 2, I'd go Nick Bosa. 3, Myles Garrett. 4, Maxx Crosby. 5, Micah Parsons. I think Maxx Crosby is definitely one of the more underrated guys in the NFL.
You put Micah at 5?
Because, yeah. Wow. I was hoping to get a reaction out of Lipe, but
I mean,
nothing really happened.
I'm not that type, bro. Jack, on the other hand, if you would put like Nick Bosa at 2, he'd be shitting himself, bro.
Look, I think, bro, I don't give a fuck. What do you want from me? The top 5 feels like it can go any which way. I could put guys in there like at number 5. You could interchange Maxx Crosby.
Yeah,
but
you're
the
right.
top
It's
4
not like
is
the quarterbacks
consistent.
conversation where there's a clear 1 or a clear 2 and 3. You know,
There's a clear 3 in my opinion, if I'm being honest.
Clear top 3, you mean?
Clear top 3.
But you put, and it's not Parsons.
And I don't think Micah's in there.
There's not a clear top 3, bro.
I don't think it's clear top 3 either, because I think to me it's the clear top 3 is Bosa, Parsons, Garrett.
Yeah.
Why are we hating on TJ Watt?
Fine. He's
clear
been
top
hurt.
4. Clear top 4.
Fine, you're
Okay,
right. I
clear
agree.
top 4.
Clear top
Sure.
4.
But that's my point, is that there's a
You're
clear
right,
top
you're
4.
right. Watt would
and
be in
that
the 3
5,
spot, but
and then at that 5, you could have the guys like the Max Crosbys of the world, the Matthew Judons, the Hassan Reddicks, the fucking I'm blanking. You could Brian Burns, friend of the pod, like
Brian Burns,
Joey Bosa. You could obviously
Von
have
Miller.
there. Von Miller, exactly.
Oh yeah, Von Miller
I'm
still
blanking
bro.
out on Von Miller, like
Lawrence Taylor type shit.
Lawrence Taylor,
Marcus
yeah.
Ware, yeah. Guys
Cameron
like
Wade,
that. Jared Allen,
Jared Allen,
Cameron
yeah,
Wade,
no, I agree. So like that top 4, great, but then at that 5th spot, you could interchange a lot of those guys. You know,
Right.
I said it was list season, so there's more lists that we got. The Athletic
more
released
lists to come.
the Athletic released a list of players that they think will have breakout seasons in 2023. So we wanted to go through the top 10 NFL teams and see who they put would have a breakout year. An individual player that will have a breakout year. So we're going to go through them. I guess I'll just go down the list, right?
Sure. So they're part of the top 10 teams in the NFL?
Yeah.
Okay.
We picked our top 10 teams. I didn't order this in any particular way, but it's sort of in order. I just want to get your thoughts. If you agree, do you think they'll have a breakout season or a bust of a season?
Go, man.
So the
Athletic
Athletic said the Chiefs, Kadarius Toney will have a breakout season this year. Do you agree?
I totally agree.
I don't know because he can't stay healthy. Can he? Absolutely. He's probably the biggest breakout candidate on the Chiefs.
Kev?
No, he won't.
Why?
No, not a breakout season. I don't think the Chiefs are even going to ever go back to like a number 1 receiver. I think they're going to continue to spread the wealth.
But they already have
That's
a number
honestly a
1
good
wide receiver in Travis Kelce.
Yeah, but that's what he means.
That's what he means, though. Like,
He's
outside
saying
of Kelsey.
they'll have
outside of
Kelsey,
Kelce.
and then they'll spread the wealth to everyone else.
Okay.
Right?
They drafted a guy this year, right? They drafted Rashee Rice.
Yes.
They still got Sky Moore.
That's
they got
a new
Kadarius
baby.
Toney. Those are all guys who could break out, but I think it's just going to be one big mosh pit of 3 average receivers.
Yeah, but Kadarius Toney isn't average. And to be clear, like last year, yes, he was hurt, and his rookie year he was hurt as well. But a big part of the problem with him was the Giants not utilizing him in the right way, and they just didn't like the way he fit the culture. So it wasn't all on the Giants; it was also on him. But he goes to Kansas City, and Andy Reid finds out how to utilize him like immediately. He's scoring touchdowns. He's making plays. And so you get a full offseason with him now this year. It's not a midseason trade. You get a full offseason with him and Mahomes. He's the most talented receiver there. I agree. The other 2 guys, Sky Moore and Rashee Rice, they could very well be average. They're also both second-round picks. Kadarius Toney's a first-round pick, and they could have drafted a guy like there were receivers there that were close to their taking, like Devontae Smith was right there, and they decided to trade back and take a guy like Kadarius Toney, the Giants, I'm saying. So this guy's really, really talented, and I think with Andy Reid, he could be.
But the question isn't talent. The question is health. And that, to me, is what worries me. If he could stay healthy, yeah, he has all the opportunity in the world. Sky Moore, I could see as a candidate.
Yeah, but he was healthy when he went to the Chiefs.
He wasn't that healthy. He was on and off being fucking injured.
He was pretty healthy. I think
he was healthy. It's because he was faking his injury with the Giants, people say.
Yeah.
Right.
And then once he got to the Chiefs, he was good to go.
That's what I'm saying. With the Chiefs, he was good. Anyways, I like Toney. He's so fucking versatile, bro. He's that new era, new age type of receiver. Shout out New Era.
Yeah.
Where you can just kind of do everything with him. He's such a tool, man.
Well, he's also, I mean, like,
that sounded bad.
He's been gifted into he's a weapon. How's that?
Actually, I think a lot of people would think he's a tool. So
Yeah, he's been gifted into a position where you get to play with Patrick Mahomes, and you're obviously automatically going to be better. And I think that's sort of what Kevin's point is about, kind of spreading the wealth to other receivers.
No, I get it.
All the receivers were good last year, not because they're that great, right? Juju
get it.
Smith-Schuster had a pretty solid year. Yeah, he had Big Ben once and he was good, but like he's not really a great receiver, and he had Patrick Mahomes throw him in the.
Kadarius Toney was battling hamstring and ankle injuries when he went to Kansas City.
Allegedly.
No, and missed he missed time.
But he's saying that there was rumors that he was faking it.
No, in Kansas City.
Oh.
Is what I'm saying.
Where did he perform more, with KC or with the Giants?
I agree with you.
Definitely.
What's the
That's what
better
I'm saying.
team? What's the better quarterback? I'm not disagreeing. I think Kadarius Toney has all the fucking talent in the world to be a breakout. I just don't think because of his health that
I think
he's
he will.
my.
The other thing
I don't. It wouldn't shock me if he wouldn't.
The other thing I saw about Kadarius
not a
Toney
hot take.
when he went to the Chiefs, when he got traded to the Chiefs, Travis Kelce was on some podcast talking about Kadarius Toney and saying that he's like not only the hardest worker and like the most gifted physically, but like the smartest football. Like for a kid, like he's like the smartest football like youngster that he's met in a long time. And he's like, the kid just knows ball really well. And that's why he's able to fit in so well with the Chiefs, is like, it's all a bunch of genius football heads. You know what I mean? So,
which is funny because
I thought that was high praise coming from Travis Kelce.
I talked to him at the Super Bowl, and I was like, yo, give me your
Kadarius
top
Toney.
5 receivers. And he was like, Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
And he named some other guys that was just kind of funny.
Yeah,
but,
that's funny.
All right, let's go to the next one.
All right. The next player from the Buffalo Bills that the Athletic think is going to have a breakout season is James Cook.
I vehemently disagree.
Vehemently.
Well, it's not vehemently, it's vehemently.
Vehemently.
You
don't have to-
Vietnamese. You don't have to pronounce an H like that.
Vietnamese
But I'm a
elite.
big H guy. Like,
Yeah. Kevin, what do you think about that? James Cook can have a breakout season?
James Cook having a breakout season is a tough one for me just because of how crowded it is. But I'm going to say, yeah, I think he breaks out. I think James Cook breaks out. He's already went on. He talked on the Rich Eisen podcast, and he said that they asked him, they said, hey, are you going to be the lead guy this year? And he said, yeah, I'm RB1. And he pretty much made it clear that he's the guy. He's going to be the starter, and he's going to be the lead guy in Buffalo. So I think he's going to get his opportunities this year. We saw it a little bit as the season went on. Nyheim Hines didn't even take over too much of that offensive work. So I expect his role to expand. I think he's going to break out.
Bro, just the confidence. Now I think he's going to break out too.
Like, he's another one of those guys that, from an opportunity standpoint, yeah, he can break out. I don't know.
Bro, you said the most obvious. Make a take. Is he gonna break out or not?
I don't think
he
he's
could
going to break out,
but he might not.
No,
So
what I
yeah,
was
at the
going
end
to
of the
say,
day,
what
like,
I
he's
was going
not-
to say is, I think to Kevin's point is, from an opportunistic standpoint, yeah,
Yeah.
he can because he's technically RB1. But if it's like someone that could break out, Damian Harris was a guy that like also talented but couldn't stay healthy in New England. Now he goes over to Buffalo, a team that he's going to get those goal line carries, which I think takes away from James Cook. Therefore, me saying I don't think James Cook breaks out. Was that good enough for you?
Yeah,
That's fine. That's fine. You just
James Cook has never carried the load. Not at Georgia. Like he has not been a 3-down back. Is he going to be a 3-down back now? No.
great.
That's it.
There you
Good
go. It's
take.
a wonderful take.
Good take.
It's a wonderful take.
Good take.
But let me get to it.
That's actually why. All right. That's actually why I agree. I was gonna say the same thing. It's like if he didn't do it last year, if the Bills didn't want to utilize him last year, if he was that talented where he was gonna be that guy to break out this year, they could have done.
He
it
was
last
good
year.
on the back half. He was like had like yards per carry. He was like top 10 or something, but he didn't have a big enough sample size, so it's hard to like use that as an argument. But I don't know. I think James Cook is a talented guy. I just don't think he's gonna break. Like, what are we talking about breaking out? We talking like 1,200 yards type? Or are we talking like 850 or something? Decent year. What are we doing?
No, I think we're talking about a breakout
You're
for
gonna
James
know.
Cook.
You're gonna know.
You're
Look at
talking
that.
like-
You're gonna know when it happens.
He's that lead.
Yeah.
He's that lead back that's gonna get 1,200 is minimum. You're talking about a breakout year for him.
So he's not having 1,200 yards.
So he's not breaking out.
Exactly.
Okay, but breakout.
Kevin, you think he's having 1,200 rushing yards?
I don't think I'm going to go to that. But like Matan said, we're going to know. We're going to know when it happens.
You think he goes north of
You're just
1,000?
gonna know.
You think he goes north of 1,000?
I'm going to say I think he gets 1,000. But I think it's going to be the pass catching role that really sets him apart this year. I think it's going to be he'll be catching a lot of passes.
Also, they signed Latavius Murray. Like, Latavius Murray is going to be a guy that will vulture carries from him. I don't know.
I don't know.
Touchdown department, I'm nervous about. I don't think he's going to get a ton of touchdowns just because Harris and Murray will probably steal a lot of this goal line, and Josh Allen. Like, can you really expect? And James Allen's one of the smaller backs. He's one of the smaller backs, so probably not touchdowns, but I think yards wise and receptions will be pretty solid.
All right, we'll stick with another running back. The Athletic said that J.K. Dobbins will be the
Oh my
breakout
God.
player for the Ravens.
But you picked just Felipe's thing?
Oh,
No,
my
it's
What
just
is he
a-
going to say?
it's a guy-
Wait. Do you have,
Ohio State guy though.
J.K.
Kevin
Dobbins?
Walsh?
do you have him in Dynasty?
Do you,
I do.
Kevin, do you think J.K. Dobbins will have a breakout season in 2023?
No.
Oh!
I know I'm a Buckeye fan. It hurts me to do that. But with the idea that the Ravens, I think they're going to move a little bit more towards being a pass-friendly offense this year. Yeah. They still have Gus Edwards. They brought him back for another season. I'm still skeptical on if J.K. Dobbins is going to be back to 100. Like, he was running very slow last season. He had none of that breakout burst potential. He did not look fast on film at all. But maybe he'll be better after that ACL tear, and that second year back he'll be able to do it. But I'm going to say no.
How do you feel, Felipe, about that? Your dynasty legend, J.K. Dobbins.
So this is how I feel. Not just because I have him on my dynasty team and traded some picks before last year to get him. Here's how I feel. Yes, he did look slow last year when he came back, and he was clearly limping on some breakaway runs that he had. But still, even with that, slow, limping, he led the league in yards, rushing yards per game after he came back. So, like, even with that, and then when you look at yards per attempt and yards per, like, everything, every type, and I think there was another one that was, this was a Nick one from BDGE who we had on lately. It was, like, yards after contact or the ability to gain yards after making someone miss. Stuff like that. Like, these, like, advanced stats, J.K. Dobbins was top 3 to 5 in everything, even being hurt. So, what do we always say about a guy coming back from an ACL?
Yep.
Or an MCL or whatever it is?
Year 2.
That second year after, not the first year they come back, but the year after, that's when we really see that big difference. That's when we see them really let go of that prior injury. And I think J.K. Dobbins is going to do that this year, bro. He's going to be fed. And I know that the Ravens are moving more to a pass-heavy offense. I totally agree. But I think that's more so declining on Lamar Jackson's rushing. The rushing, as far as giving it to the running backs and stuff like that, I think Dobbins will still get his 18 totes a game. He'll get 18 to 22, 25. Like, I could see J.K. Dobbins getting his work. So I think Dobbins, just to finish this off, because I know I'm fucking going off about him. I love him this year. I think he finishes as a top 3 running back this year.
I'm gonna draft him in fantasy. Top 3 is.
You had me like 98.5% of the way, and then you dropped top 3, and you lost me.
Now I will say top 3 is biased, but because I want him to succeed so bad, so I'm definitely running some bias there. But I think 1,400 yards is incredibly doable for him.
Total, all purpose.
No, rushing. And he's a receiver out the backfield, too, which people sleep on. He can catch out the backfield and do stuff there. Yeah, all-purpose, I think he can get 2K.
I think J.K. Dobbins breaks out this year. Yeah. I think, as Felipe said, 2 years removed from an ACL. It's the same thing with Saquon, right? Where was that same energy for Saquon last year? Everyone was kind of halting their appreciation for what Saquon could do, but everyone knew that year 2, everyone talks about it, doctors talk about it. That's J.K. Dobbins. So even when he came back, he was still productive, over 5 yards per carry, as Felipe alluded to. Mm-hmm. He's a guy that I don't know if he can put up 1,400, but to be breaking out is north of, let's say, 1,100 yards, which I think would be a very productive, year on the ground. I think that'd still be top 10 last year. And I actually think, to your point, Kevin, you said that because they're going to be switching to a pass heavy, I think that's actually more favorable for J.K. Dobbins, because when that Greg Roman style offense was so favorable for, teams that could just stack the box against them. So we had people that were like looking at Lamar and J.K. as those were the only 2 people that were going to run the ball. Whereas now I look at Todd Monken and a more of a spread offense, a team that a guy that came from Georgia is going to not necessarily like spread the ball around that'll hurt J.K. I just think it'll alleviate a lot of the concerns of teams stacking the box against him, which will therefore open up for J.K., and therefore he breaks out. So I just think actually Todd Monken's offense will be more favorable for J.K.'s breakout than Greg Roman's was.
Todd Monken sounds like a disease. The words.
Yo, you have the Monken.
Yeah, you have the Monken, whatever. Yeah. All right. We're not going to do all 10 of these players, by the way, because we're short-ish on time, but we'll stick to, let's do both of your teams. You want to do both of your teams?
Lovely.
Yeah,
sure.
That's fine.
We'll do your 2 teams. Why not? The Cowboys. The Athletics prediction for the Cowboys player to have a breakout season is defensive end Sam Williams.
All right.
What the fuck is that?
Never heard of that.
So let me speak, because I think this is one of those guys where, and we looked at some of the guys on the top 10, I'm like, I'm just going to straight up say, I don't know who this guy is on the, the breakout guy for whatever team it is. The Cowboys, I understand, most people probably don't know who he is. He was a second-round pick last year, and I believe out of North Carolina. I could be mistaken, but
you said that super
North Carolina.
I think it was Ole Miss.
You think it was Ole Miss?
Maybe it was Ole Miss.
You're a fucking idiot.
Dude, a Southern school? Yeah. Fuck, bro. Maybe it was. But anyways, good defensive end. Had I think 10.5 tackles for loss. Maybe I saw a random stat, and it's not that. But I think it was something like that.
He was drafted last year?
Yes.
Like he was a rookie
Second round pick last year, yeah. Look up Sam Williams College. I hope Kevin's right. Or else I'm going to make fun of him forever.
You want me to look up Caleb Williams?
I hope so. That was me trying to remember.
This is Sam Williams?
Nope.
He's a singer.
So he had a good year last year. Obviously,
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, you're smart,
Went
man.
to Northeast Mississippi Community College and then transferred to Ole Miss.
There you go,
Good
Kevin.
for him.
Good shit. So, is a guy that, again, had 10.5 around, I think, tackles for loss last year. So, was productive. And going back to the conversation we had earlier, where the numbers and people's perceptions are so skewed of defensive ends because they just want the high sack numbers. He's not going to get that because he's on four legs. Not he has 4 arms, but he's on all fours, right? Down on all fours, and he's a run stopper. He's still rushing the quarterback, but not from a standing position like Micah Parsons, who's able to get after the quarterback to a higher extent. So I think he's gonna have a good year. As far as breakout, I think it makes sense for the Cowboys because they have so many established guys. So Dak Prescott's not gonna break out, right? We've already seen him be an MVP guy. We've already seen CD Lamb take that next jump. So I think it makes sense.
Kevin, do you know anything about Sam Williams?
Clearly.
I only really knew of him going into the draft. I didn't follow him super closely during the season last year. But I did like him coming out. And I think to Felipe's point, the idea of him breaking out, the scenario I see for him breaking out wouldn't necessarily be in the eyes of the casual fan because he's not going to get those flashy sack numbers like Felipe said. But in the eyes of NFL true coaches, GMs, we could see that he ends up becoming a lot more valuable piece because of his ability to, disrupt the quarterback, but also be able to have that big body and be able to cover the line of scrimmage on those runs.
Right.
Agreed.
All right, Adam, you want to do the dollar fringe?
Yeah, I was just double checking my stats.
You want to do the dollar fringe?
Yeah.
All right. Well, The Athletic predicted the breakout player of the year for the Dolphins will be Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, well,
Thoughts, comments, concerns?
I think that is accurate,
So I think he will break out?
I think Jalen Phillips is on the verge of not only just breaking out for the Dolphins, but breaking out for one of the top 10 edge rushers in the NFL.
No.
Yes, absolutely.
No.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely. He was one of the best pass rushers last year. He was 5th among edge rushers, 9th in total pressures, and 9th
edge rushers in what?
on PFF.
Oh, so you didn't say that.
You didn't say that, yeah. You just keep
Do,
going.
do I need to specify the grade?
No, because you said he's 5th amongst edge rushers. To me, that's just your personal ranking.
Oh, no, you're correct. That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
No, you're absolutely correct. Sorry. 5th among edge rushers in PFF, 9th in total pressures, and 9th in pass rush win rate. It's rare that you
Pass rush win rate.
That's actually a good stat.
What
That's
is
a really
that?
good stat. It's how often you win.
A game?
you just win.
No. It's how often you win your pass rush.
That's what I heard.
On a pass rushing down, on a down where you're rushing the passer.
How much you
So only
win.
passing downs, how much do you
okay,
beat the
okay.
tackle that
Okay,
you're
okay,
going
okay.
against?
Jalen Phillips has all the physical tools in the world. I think in a Vic Fangio scheme, he's the type of guy that's going to break out. I don't need what do you want to say? He's the guy that's going to break out. That's it. Yep. Hook, line, and sinker.
Kevin, any thoughts?
I don't have a whole lot to add, but I totally see him breaking out. I think he's becoming the best defensive end / edge on the team ahead of Bradley Chubb.
Easily.
Oh, wow.
And
I agree.
like you said, Vic Fangio, Vic Fangio is going to put him in an amazing situation to succeed, just like he did last year. And yeah, he's going into year 3, right?
Year 3, yeah.
Come
year
on,
3.
this is his prime. Let's see Jalen Phillips. Let's roll him out. Give him the red carpet.
I see, what was the record for TJ Watt?
22.5, I think.
Yeah, I see 23 and a half sacks.
But you don't got to do that, man.
Yeah.
All right, you want a realistic number?
Yeah.
You
give me something real. 14?
19?
You're not saying no 19 from
Nah, I think Jalen
Phillips.
Phillips, realistically, he'll have more than 12. 12 to
Give me a
15.
number. Don't say more than 12.
Yeah.
I'll say Sam Williams will have more than 4.
I'll say 15 sacks.
15's a lot, but words.
Say 15
That's
sacks.
breakout
Damn.
and a half.
That is.
I could see 10 for a moment. I think he'll have a.
He had 8.5 last year.
Ooh, so 10's an upgrade.
Yeah.
15 is too.
Is a number.
I think he gets 40. All right, Matan.
All right, last name, and then we'll move on. Athletic predicted the Jets breakout player of the year to be Garrett Wilson.
Bro, fuck out of here.
Another Ohio State guy.
I predict
Kevin,
Justin
go.
Jefferson's going to break out.
Well,
it's
let
not
Kevin go first. That's his boy. He already shat on another Ohio State guy.
Well, I think that's a weak pick for the breakout. I think that one's so obvious. In my opinion, he's already kind of broken out.
Yeah.
I understand that there's still a lot of potential that needs to be seen over a full season with Rodgers and actually a good quarterback. But Garrett Wilson, he's the man. Route running so clean. He catches everything. I see no scenario that he's not a top 12 receiver just in pure talent and just like yards, all that stuff. Just top 12 receiver in the league, guaranteed this season.
Bro, he was dropping bars. He was like, route running so clean. Something else that rhymed with clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
I don't even
Catches
remember.
are mean, yeah.
yeah,
Catches are mean.
Catches are mean. Yeah,
Route
yeah,
running
yeah.
so clean.
Comes from my favorite
I think
team.
this breakout, like when we consider a breakout, it all depends on what you did last year and
That was clean.
what we already expect, the jump you're going to make. So it's hard to see like Mahomes having a breakout because he already broke out. But technically a guy like, all right, I'm not going to say this because it's not going to make any sense. But going back to Garrett Wilson, I think he can break out in this sense because, yes, I think we all seen what he can do, especially with bad quarterbacks. So the breakout for him now isn't establish himself as a number one receiver. The breakout for him is getting that
Top
Justin
12
Jefferson
receiver.
conversation. Yeah. And I think he can.
Yeah.
Because Jetta's, I mean, look, amazing rookie year and a better rookie year than Wilson, but obviously in a much better situation. So I think Wilson can take that jump, get into that top 5 conversation this year, and I think he will. And so I think he'll have a breakout year because he'll go from what would you put him right now, around 15?
Wide receivers in the NFL? Nah, I think he's a little bit lower.
Okay, so top 20-ish?
Yeah, I'd probably say top 20.
So I think he can get into that top 5.
I'll tell you why Garrett Wilson's going to have a breakout year. Because last year he was catching passes from Zach Wilson and Joe Flacco.
and
now
Mike
he's
White,
about
have
to,
some respect.
Fuck Mike White. Now he's about
That's
to
fucked up.
Now he's about to catch passes from Aaron Rodgers.
Yo, Flacco's a Super Bowl winner,
and
bro.
he had 1,100 yards last year.
Yeah, but
With
it's
Zach
a new era.
It's a new era for Garrett Wilson and hopefully for the Jets. I'm rooting
And
for
caps
him.
off.
And for caps off, obviously.
I think Garrett Wilson's going for 1,500 yards.
I think he'll go for north of that. Yeah.
North of 1,500?
Yeah.
Bro, that would have been like third last year, second.
I'm just saying, last year he had 1,100 yards with 2 shit quarterbacks.
I agree.
Shit
No, I
quarterbacks.
agree. I agree.
This year he
But
has
that's so-
fucking
Bro,
Aaron Rodgers.
Let's go
Not
out,
nice.
go out there and say what you want to say. Say it to the camera.
Garrett Wilson will have a breakout season this year. The proof is in the pudding, per se, you know, as Adam likes to say. I'm just saying, like,
All right, predict the
Garrett
season.
Wilson
Predict
will
the season.
cement himself
Zach
as a top
Wilson-
5 receiver. Let's
Garrett-
be real.
I don't. That's a stretch.
I agree.
Top
I would
10.
say I agree. He'll be 5. By the
Top
end of the
10.
season, Garrett Wilson will be 5.
Bro, you think he's gonna be like he's gonna cement himself as better than like a Stephon Diggs or an AJ
Yes.
Brown?
And Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
yes.
well,
Nope.
yeah.
Don't agree with that one.
Garrett,
No,
you
Tyreek
give-
Hill, no. Maybe not Tyreek Hill. Stephon Diggs, though. Yes. AJ Brown.
That's
no,
the
yes.
5th spot. That's the 5th
I know.
spot.
I know. I'm saying Garrett Wilson will be above that by the end of the season.
He's going to be in that conversation.
And the Jets will not make the playoffs.
God, we're sucking him off right now. That's what the comments would all be saying.
That take, by the way,
I'm just
I've been
saying.
shitting on the Jets a lot. I really hope that they do well because obviously you guys are 12.
Sick, dude.
I really hope that they do well. Skip the second one. I really hope that they do well, but I also have seen the Jets fail time and time again, and history repeats itself. This isn't going to go well for the Jets. This is not going to do as well for them. It's going to be doo-doo.
No, but he'll do well.
Exactly.
Yeah, he'll do well.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
We'll do that again. We were just seeing this before. The Game Day NFL posted that reminding us that Andrew Luck is now eligible for the Hall of Fame.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
It's now been 5 years since Andrew Luck retired. Kind of out of the blue,
Prematurely. Some would say.
prematurely. Do you think that Andrew Luck is a Hall of Famer?
No.
Kevin. Oh,
Sorry. Another
Oh.
thing of premature runs in my blood.
Yeah, Kevin.
No, Andrew Luck's not a Hall of Famer. I think in our minds, we know that he was on that trajectory and we
Yes.
would have loved to see it.
Yes.
But I think we have to come to grips with the fact that Andrew Luck is not a Hall of Famer. He did not play in the league long enough. He never played in a Super Bowl. And that's that. I really don't think it's much of a debate. You just got to keep him out, even though it's a what could have been situation.
Yeah, bro.
I think it
How do
sets
you-
up
How do you think
just premature,
How
man.
do you think fans are going to react when he gets inducted to the Hall of Fame?
He's not going to get
He's
inducted.
not
What?
gonna get-
He's not going to get
I'm
inducted
just
to the Hall of Fame.
saying. Let's say Andrew Luck does get selected to
It'd
the
be
Hall
a
of
fucking
Fame.
atrocious. It'd be
Do you
horrible.
think fans will just like wreak havoc on the NFL?
Yeah, it would ruin the NFL.
I think it sets a bad precedent.
It sets a horrible
If he does.
precedent. That's
What, you
the
play
reason.
5 years, you could be in. You put up
Shit,
put
put
up
Tony
good
Romo in
numbers.
the fucking
Put up
NFL.
good numbers, but we also we were talking about this beforehand. People give shit to Dak and Josh Allen for all the INTs he threw. Fucking Andrew Luck, the lumberjack guy, he threw like north of 12 INTs for 4 straight years. Like that would have been.
It wasn't just INTs, fumbles. Like
he was careless.
I don't want to. Yeah, he was careless. I remember turnovers were an issue year after year, and every year we said this guy has so much potential, but the turnovers are an issue. It kind of similar to Josh Allen actually when we talk about that. But I just don't think he did it long enough. I think if he would have played long enough, then we would have been okay with the turnovers.
What's long enough? 10 years?
How long did he play? 6?
6?
Played 6 years?
10 years?
8 to me. If he would have played another 2 years and had some playoff success and
No, okay.
broke some I don't
12,
even know.
No Super Bowls. No Super Bowls, just kept
Then
on the
you
same
need 10.
trajectory. I would need at least 10 from him. Yeah, I would need at least 10. So I would need 4 more, and actually I would need 12. I need 12.
Yeah.
If you win a Super Bowl, I'm okay with like 7 or 8. But that's the thing with Luck. I think if he would have played longer, then he would have set himself there. And like where I was going, a guy like Brett Favre, we knew turnovers were always going to be an issue. But it's okay. He played so long. He was so great, threw a lot of touchdowns. He was a gunslinger. We were okay with that. Same with Josh Allen, I think. Obviously, Josh Allen has fixed his turnover issues a bit. Still some problems there. But I think he could keep that up for the rest of his life. That's not losing them games at this point. Like, he can carry them to wins. And that's what Andrew Luck was doing. I think the one point that Colin Cowherd, I didn't watch the whole video that you pulled it up earlier, but the one point that Cowherd made is that he led bad teams to 11-5 records, good records, playoffs, everything like that. People forget Deflategate with the Patriots. That game was against the Colts.
Them. Yeah.
So they beat the Colts in the playoff game. So the Colts, who knows? They could have gone further in the playoffs that year. So Luck was a winner. Luck was a certified winner, and he was talented as fuck, but he didn't play long enough, and that's my only issue.
What was that reaction, Kev?
I just didn't realize. I forgot that was the Deflategate game. I didn't even remember that one.
Yeah.
I thought you were
the thing that sucks about Luck, I feel like I got to watch him like when I was kind of young and just like appreciated him, but I didn't really know what was going on too much. Like you said, he was a bad team. I'm like, I kind of thought the Colts were good, but I don't really remember that well. But Andrew Luck, oh gosh, I just wish he would have. I remember when he retired my freshman year of college, and my buddy was a Colts fan, and I was like,
that sucks.
Dude, he was so heartbroken, like so heartbroken.
Yeah, that does.
Andrew
suck.
Luck possessed everything you wanted to be a Hall of Famer, but then the career was cut short.
There's a couple guys I think that it just made me sad and that retired early. I think in the modern era, there's probably guys in the past.
CJ? Megatron?
Sure. Nah, to me, Calvin played long enough.
Yeah, he did.
For me, it was Andrew Luck, Luke Kuechly, who was one of the greatest football players we've ever seen, and Patrick Willis. Those guys just went way too early. But Patrick Willis and Luke Kuechly are both first ballot Hall of Famers. Luck isn't.
Right. All right. Well, let's play an interesting hypothetical then.
Yep.
Ellen?
Hurry, because I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you got to pee? We're going to hold you longer now.
So badly?
I'm going to torture you.
Can't think. It's to the point where it's right at the bottom.
This was an interesting hypothetical. Not hypothetical. No, yeah, just conversation that we saw on Reddit. What's a player on your team that has either signed recently or been drafted by your team that you wish had gotten there 5 years earlier? So think about where your team was 5 years ago. Think about where that player was 5 years ago. Like how they could have impacted your team.
So by recently acquired, does that mean this year?
No, I would say any play. That's a good question. Is it? No.
Yeah, we have to put a timeline on that because I could say Troy Aikman.
No, you could put
2
2 years.
No. 5 years. Okay, 5 years ago from now. So like, don't think about like you have to have acquired them this year, but like you got them or drafted
in the last
them
2 years. In the last 2 years, you added someone on your team,
in the last 2
and
years.
you want to bring them back 5 years before.
But on the team today.
No, on the team of the past. That's why you're bringing them in the past.
Oh, we're bringing them back to a team
you
we had
added
in the
them
past.
to your team 5 years ago.
Oh, now I understand.
Yeah.
Now I understand. I was almost doing the opposite. Who wants to go first? Kevin, you want to go first or you want to take some time to think?
I can go.
I'm still kind of thinking about this one. You start us off.
I got mine. I would definitely bring back Tyreek Hill to those 2016 Miami Dolphins, even though 5 years.
Who was the quarterback?
That was Ryan Tannehill, which I'm fine with, but we went 10-6. We got our asses fucking whooped.
Wait, we're going 5 years back, though. That's not...
I know, but, like, just let me have it, please, because the Dolphins haven't had many good years. So let me go back. What is that, 6, 7 years?
If you're going back to 2016, I'm going to go back to 2016.
You could go back to 2016.
Well, you got Tyreek Hill last year, so 5 years before that would be 26. Oh, yeah, it's 23, not 22 right now.
Well, you know what? Just bear with me,
Okay.
all right? Don't sue me. Tyreek Hill, going back to that 2016 Dolphins team, they had Tannehill, but they went 10-6. Jarvis Landry, Kenny Stills, Laramie Tunsil. Jay Ajayi was the third leading rusher in the NFL. They had pieces on fucking defense. We got our asses spanked by the Steelers, but I think with Tyreek there, put Jarvis Landry at your 2, Kenny Stills at your 3. Kenny Stills at the time, people forgot, was just that he was like a Will Fuller deep ball threat. That team would have been nice. And that's how I feel.
So how far would y'all have gone?
Probably losing the next round. Yeah. We would have won, I think, that wild card round and then probably lost, but still. Because Ryan Tannehill, at the end of the day, it's a quarterback-driven league. I don't believe in
Pretty
Ryan
good for the Dolphins, though.
Pretty damn good, bro. It would have been it was our best season since like 2008, since when we won the division.
Matan, you're up.
Yeah. I would probably take Darren Waller 5 years ago, just because.
Really?
Yeah. Darren Waller 5 years ago is better than he is now. Definitely.
Yeah.
And the Giants haven't had a tight end ever. So, like, I don't know. I would love I'm excited to see Darren Waller this year because the Giants finally have a tight end. The Giants have never, like, Jeremy Shockey in, like, the 2006-7 years was our only tight end we basically ever had. We never really had Brandon Jacobs was basically a tight end.
Martellus Bennett.
Martellus Bennett for, like, a second.
Fucking bum.
But, like, yeah, I think Darren Waller just would have been fun to have, like, what was 5 years ago? Do we have Odell at that point? Probably not. Maybe we did. What's today?
2023.
So we're talking 2018.
I guess so.
Right?
2018 feels so recent. That's a weird.
I know. That's why it's crazy. It's so
Odell
weird.
might have still been in
I just think those weapons would have been nice. I'm assuming we had Odell. I think we had Shepard at that point already.
Yeah.
He was probably a rookie or like.
Shout out Texas, bro.
Shout out Texas,
5 years
bro.
ago,
That's
we
what I'm saying, Flower
also.
Mound.
Yeah, we did. 5 years ago, we also had Saquon. This is right. This is
I
his
don't know
5th year.
shit,
Yes,
bro.
you're correct.
I don't know
You're
anything.
correct.
Yeah.
Saquon, OBJ.
It was Eli Manning, Saquon Barkley, OBJ, and then
Waller.
add Darren Waller.
Oh,
to
that's
that.
crazy.
It's a nice core.
Go crazy.
Yeah, so I would have taken Darren Waller 5 years ago.
What about
That
you,
would've been
Kev?
Nice.
As a Raiders fan, if I could put any player from our current team that I wish could have been there 5 years ago,
That's easy.
it's Chandler Jones.
Ooh.
Chandler Jones, because Chandler Jones, that's when Chandler Jones was balling.
Yeah.
Chandler Jones was balling back right there in the late teens. And guys, as a Raiders fan, when we got rid of Khalil Mack in 2017, I was
my
heartbroken. And do you know what happened? We end up being bottom 10 in sacks for probably the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And we didn't draft Maxx Crosby until 2019. So
You would have want
Crosby,
Devontae?
there would have been. No, I wasn't picking Devontae. We were fine. We had Mari Cooper.
That's
we
my
had guys.
point.
We had guys stepping up. It was fine.
That's
We didn't
crazy.
need Devontae then.
Yeah, y'all been pretty
But
good at drafting receivers.
Chan-
Henry Ruggs and shit.
Yeah, but Henry Ruggs was a great
coming.
pick. Yeah, like it
knew
was a
that was
steal of the
coming.
draft. I'm so
Facts.
glad Henry Ruggs over CeeDee Lamb. Right, that was the
Oh,
pick of the
God,
draft
yeah,
right
dude.
there.
Good steal.
Um,
Fucking
pick.
lethal.
but I take Chandler Jones though. I think he would have been able to help our sack problems for the last 5 years.
That's nice.
That's
What are you
nice.
doing, Lipe?
Cowboys.
I
Cap
have
us
to.
off.
Yeah, I have to go. Micah, I think, is the best player.
Yeah, you have to. I also
No,
have
hold
to
up,
pee.
hold up.
Go pee.
If Dez Bryant had CeeDee Lamb next to him, that would have been fucking insane for Dak. Problem is, Dak has never had multiple like really good receivers. Now he will, I think, with Brandon Cooks. But I think maybe CD with Dez would have been nice. But Dez was at the end of his career,
What year did Dak start?
16.
Oh yeah.
And Dez left
Damn, it's been a
after
bit longer.
2017, I believe.
Okay.
But no, I'm gonna go Micah. I'm not gonna cheat like Adam did. I'm gonna cap it at 2018, which would be 5 years ago. And I would add Micah on one of those teams. Honestly, don't even know which, bro. I'm so consumed by just disappointment every single year that like it all blends in. As a sad Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
But,
that is sad.
yeah, I'll put Micah on one of those teams.
It is sad. Hey, Kevin, while Adam's peeing, I like to ask guests this all the time while we wrap up. And I don't think I've asked you this yet.
Okay.
Really early prediction. Who is winning the Super Bowl next year? 2023.
Really early, I think we're gonna have a Super Bowl rematch.
Ooh.
Chiefs Eagles. Chiefs win it all.
Ooh.
I know I think that's bold though to call a rematch. We don't see it. We do not see it happen. So I'm gonna say, even though it seems very easy pick, I think it's gonna happen. I think Chiefs win it all.
See, the problem with the Eagles is they got to make it past the Cowboys.
Yeah, good luck with their history.
Yeah. God, you don't have to put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
So Kevin predicted a rematch of the Super Bowl of this past year for this
I was
upcoming
just
year.
asking him his early prediction.
Eagles Chiefs.
Boring.
Who do you think wins? Who do you think wins though?
Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
I think Chiefs win.
I agree.
I know it's boring, but I think that the Chiefs have done nothing to tell me that they will not be the exact same team and be in the exact same situation as they were last year.
I agree. I've been saying that. I've been saying that I think the
agree.
Chiefs can win like 4 of the next 6.
Damn, that's lit. Yo, shout out, bro. Shout out the GOAT.
Shout out Kadarius Toney, bro, because he's
Yo,
breakout.
Tony's going for 30,000 yards this year.
All right, well, yo, Kev, thanks again for coming on. Appreciate you always.
I
It's
love you,
always a
Kev.
great time having you here.
So fun. Bro.
We got to get you in the office. Were you in the office the first time you were here?
No.
You were on Zoom too, right?
Yeah.
I have yet to be in the office. I'm gonna have to get out to NYC and see you boys.
Have you been to New York City before?
I've been once, and I went last year for a Jets game.
Oh.
I was in Manhattan a little bit. I was by myself though, and to be honest, boys, that was a culture shock.
Yeah.
Culture
it's
shock
crazy.
to me. Ohio boy from Columbus, Ohio, in
Shout out
NYC,
J.K.
walking
Dobbins.
the streets by himself. I was not ready for it, but maybe next time you guys can show me around.
Absolutely,
100%.
absolutely. We'll
100%.
get you out here at some point. But yeah, appreciate you coming on as always, and thanks for listening to the Caps Off podcast.
Also, 5 stars if you're listening.
Oh yeah, don't
that
forget to rate
5-star
us
button.
on all your listening platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google Play, whatever the fuck you.
Kevin, do you think people
listen
should
to.
give us 5 stars and leave us a review? What do you think?
Yeah, I think like 4.99 stars.
That's fair.
Just because Jack wasn't here today.
That's
That's
fair.
so fair.
But
That's true.
leave a review though,
Yeah.
positive, and hopefully 5 stars though. Let's do
Yeah,
5 stars.
Yeah, but what's Max Crosby's pressure rate?
Good
Get out of
question.
here.
All right, thanks for listening. We'll see you
Love
next
you.
time.
Bye.
Peace.
Do you want a free New Era hat? Comment New Era down below and also tag New Era Cap. We're going to pick 3 winners to buy an exclusive team hat. That's for you.